Hey guys, it's your girl Miss Brittany M and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be going over or discussing, or I'm going to be spilling the tea on the second trimester. And just so you guys know, I am in my third trimester, and let me just say now, it's night and day. So if you are about to go into your second, or if you are currently in your second trimester, cherish that time. Thank the Lord for that season, and really just embrace that whole time period, because if I can go back, I would. Now, let me look up my notes, because I wrote down a lot of notes for y'all. I was trying my best to remember everything, so I have a long list of notes so I can make this video and tell y'all what's good. All right, okay, second trimester. The first thing, and if anybody has suffered from a miscarriage or losing a child, please fast forward this, just because I don't want to trigger anyone, but I have to speak my truth, and I pray that this comes out as genuine and respectful and as sensitive as possible. So, transparency moment. The first trimester, it was very hard for me personally to be happy or to embrace or celebrate my pregnancy, because in my life personally, I knew I can count on more than one hand how many of people that were close to me lose their child that early. And so because I knew this, and because it wasn't one person or two people or maybe three people, no, like I knew or I had friends and loved ones around me that ended up getting pregnant, confirming that pregnancy, going to their very first appointment or their first few appointments, and then they would lose their child. And so when I found out I was pregnant, it was bittersweet, because on one end I'm super excited and I'm super like amped, and this is a blessing from God and blah blah blah, but then on the other end I'm like, the people that I know were no different from me. You know, we were all about the same age. We were all pretty healthy. Some of them were even healthier than me. And finding out that they lost their child, I just wasn't as excited. Like, I just felt like I couldn't be as excited or just like hype about it. And so for DC, it was different. DC, he is such a mind over matter. He was just like, life happens, but this is our season, this is our portion, and we're gonna embrace this thing. I kind of had to fake it until I felt good, and I didn't feel good until the second trimester. So, which is probably why I waited so long to tell. I'm sorry that my work computer keeps going off, but this is probably why I waited so long to talk about it and to reveal it and to really embrace it. And so I kind of just felt like I was holding my breath the entire, you know what, hold on y'all, I need to turn this off. Okay, so I kind of felt like I was holding my breath the entire time, because I just didn't want to get disappointed in the end. And so I remember the day I hit my second trimester, I was like, yeah, and I was like super excited. And that's when I really was like embracing it, and I was telling people, and I was just super amped. I was like, Lord, if you can just get me through the first trimester. And he did. And so yeah, so that was one thing. And so I remember during that first trimester, like every time I would use the bathroom, anytime I had a cramp, anytime I just felt off, I would get so nervous. But God is good, and we're here. And we're basically at the end of the pregnancy, so glory to God. Okay, next thing. Hating when people touch my belly. This is one thing in the second trimester. Okay, so in the first trimester, you don't really have a bump at all. The second trimester, you finally have a bump. And so I'm laughing because in the first trimester, I swore I had a bump and my body was changing, and I'm taking all these pictures and I'm sending them to DC, and he's like, knowing that he doesn't see anything. Like, he can't physically see me pregnant, but he knows I'm pregnant, but he can't physically see it. So the second trimester was different, because finally people are able to acknowledge my bump and see my bump, but then they want to embrace my bump. And so every time I go around DC's friends or even my own friends and family, as soon as they see me, they'll just put their hand out and touch me. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, this is my personal space. Like, and I hated it. Whether it's my mom, Hota, my closest friends, like I never liked when people touch me. And being pregnant and when people see the bump, strangers want to touch your bump. So that's one thing I didn't like. Yeah, it was just annoying. Okay, next thing is being out of breath quicker. So it wasn't as bad as it is now, but that is a thing where like the littlest things I'll just be out of breath pretty quick. And not fun, especially when you're trying to argue with your baby dad and you're trying to prove your point and you're just out of breath and you're just pregnant, and it's just like, sis, give it up. Next is less sleep. So you do start to get less sleep because I just think your body is just changing so much, but you can still sleep, so it's still not that bad. Let me say that. Okay, this is also the time period where you start to feel the baby kicking and moving. Now, again, transparent moment, I'm just sharing my truth. Everybody's different. Everybody embraces pregnancy different. And for me, the whole feeling the baby move and kick wasn't this magical experience that a lot of moms talk about. And sometimes you can compare yourself or wonder if you're a good mom or not because you actually don't enjoy these things. But I had to learn that everybody's different. I personally just don't like change. And so for some moms, they're like, oh, when I hear my baby kicking, it's so magical. It is just so, and I just never felt like that. And so I just remember for a couple of days I was like in this funk because I'm like, am I not embracing pregnancy the way I should? But then I just had to learn that everybody just has their own little thing, and I don't want to mom shame myself. And so yeah, feeling the baby kicking and moving so much is weird. It's just weird. I'm sorry, it's just weird. But it's weird, but this is also the weird part. If I don't feel the baby kicking and moving, I get nervous. But if I do feel it, I get grossed out. So I don't know. That's weird. I don't know. Okay, next symptom are dreams about driving or on a mission. So with my mom being a therapist, we have dissected these dreams a lot. But my second trimester, I kept having dreams of like heading somewhere, driving somewhere, having to get somewhere. Like I can tell that the pregnancy was really on my subconscious mind, and I was thinking about a lot about my future, about this next season, this next milestone, this next chapter in life. And that was creepy. Like I would have these very, very, very vivid dreams. So yeah, that was weird. Next thing is rolling out of bed. So once I hit the second trimester, I can no longer like just hop out of bed or jump out of bed or just get out of bed. I literally have to roll off the bed. That just takes time. Then I started to notice veins on my girls, and so that was interesting. My girls are so heavy now. They don't hurt. They actually never hurt it. So that, I guess that's good. But yeah, I started to notice veins on my girls, and that was one of like the early symptoms that I noticed in my second trimester. Next thing. Okay, so the things that I can't do are the things I couldn't do starting the second trimester were shave my own legs. I can't lotion my feet. And I really have to think before I make movements. And so like, because I can't physically like bend down, bend over, get up, go to the side, blah, blah, blah. I literally have to think about what I'm about to do. That I'm not used to, and it makes me feel really old, but it's the truth. And so, yeah, you're gonna have to get waxed by a professional. You're gonna have to get some help shaving your legs. You're not gonna be able to see past your belly soon. And when I'm in the shower and I look down, I can't even see my feet anymore. So yeah. The next thing is being extremely ticklish. I don't know why, but my sensitivity has really heightened. So every little thing makes me like super ticklish. And super clumsy. So now, okay, so when I did my research, it was something about your joints becoming loose and like the ligaments in your body growing or something like that. So you're going to be extremely clumsy. So just stay tuned for that. Be on the lookout for that. Don't say I didn't warn you. And the last thing would be, well, actually second to last. The second to last thing would be it's finally hitting you as your belly grows. I think the first trimester was kind of like in La La Land, like, oh, this is cute, this is fun, da da da. But once my belly actually started growing and my clothes didn't fit anymore and I just literally had a bump, that's when it finally hit me, like, you're literally, one, somebody's baby's mom, two, you're about to be a mom, and three, like, your body just goes through so many changes that I literally would never even fathom if it didn't happen to me. And so it's just so wild the way pregnancy works. But I'm trying my best just to enjoy every bit of it. Thank God the second trimester I didn't have any stretch marks, and I was using a lot of, what is that, cocoa butter and oil on my stomach and on my back and on my boobs and on my sides and all that good stuff. So yeah, that was good. Now the last thing, hold up, let me unlock my phone. Okay, the last thing is 6 months in, I started to randomly cry about a lot of things. And so when I talk to my parents in DC, they say that emotionally I've actually been great. I'm a very positive person. I'm happy-go-lucky, and I suppress my feelings a lot, especially if they're negative. So I've been doing really good mentally and emotionally, but I do notice that I will have these little time periods where I just burst into tears, and I don't know why. So it's not something that physically will like trigger me in that moment. It's like when I'm all by myself, I just cry. And what I think it is me being so overwhelmed about what's next. So you guys know I personally hate change. I love routine, and I like planning things. And so when you get pregnant, your entire life is out of your hands. Your entire future is out of your hands. You're literally waking up day by day, and your body is going through so many changes, and you have to make so many new decisions, and you have to think so far in advance, not only for yourself, but now because you're responsible for someone else. And then I just committed to a man for the rest of my life. So it's just a lot going on that, like, sometimes I just cry. And sometimes they're happy tears, sometimes they're overwhelming tears, or sometimes they're just emotions that I just need to let out. But I actually like the fact that I do this, because I would rather let these emotions out and cry instead of me like every single day being like all over the place. So I kind of just suppress my feelings. I keep a positive attitude. I keep my game face on, and then when I'm alone, I just let it all out. So that's how I've been. I'm not saying that's healthy, that's just what's been happening on my end. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the second trimester. I really hope this video helps, and comment below and ask any questions you may have, or for any of my sisters who have already had a child, I would love for you all to comment below any remedies, anything that helped or that worked. Just share it all, because I need all the tips I can get. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because I ask you guys a lot of advice and for a lot of tips on my Insta story. So yeah, I'm sending every ounce of my love. Adios.